They replaced me because I was too expensive. That's the word they used. Not difficult, not outdated, not underperforming, just expensive. So let me ask you something before we go any further. Have you ever been told your loyalty, your experience, your years were suddenly a cost problem? Because that's exactly how it started for me. The meeting invite came in at 8:12 a.m. No subject line that made sense. Just quick sync, HR included. After 15 years, you learn what that means. I walked into the conference room already knowing the ending. HR was sitting slightly too straight. My manager had that careful smile people use when they've rehearsed bad news. No one offered coffee. They thanked me for my time, for my dedication, for my years of service. Then HR said it. We've decided to move in a different direction. I waited. They explained how the company needed to be leaner, how market conditions had changed, how budgets were tight. Then my manager added the final line. We've found someone who can do the role at a lower cost. That was it. No mention of performance, no mention of results, just numbers. They watched my face closely, waiting for a reaction. Anger, shock, negotiation. I gave them nothing. I nodded slowly. That silence made them uncomfortable. HR jumped in quickly, explaining the severance package, 2 weeks per year, standard benefits extension, everything by the book. I signed nothing. I just said, I understand. My manager relaxed. He thought this was going well. They told me my replacement would start Monday. Someone younger, cheaper, fresh energy. Apparently, experience had become optional. I stood up, shook hands, and thanked them for the opportunity. That part really confused them. I cleared my desk that afternoon. 15 years reduced to a cardboard box and a locked laptop. People stopped by with awkward sympathy, the kind that sounds supportive but is really relief that it's not them. I smiled, wished them luck, and left. What I didn't say was that most of what kept that department running wasn't written down anywhere, not because I was hiding it, but because some things only make sense when you've lived with them long enough. The reporting system, the client escalation shortcuts, the early warning signs when a small issue was about to explode. I didn't invent them. I refined them over years. 2 days later, my manager called. Friendly tone, casual. Hey, quick question. Would you be willing to walk the new guy through your process? Just for a bit. I paused, then said, he'll be fine. They didn't push. Monday came. I didn't go back to the building, but I still knew what was happening inside it. By Wednesday, the first report went out late. By Friday, a client asked why numbers didn't match last quarter. Nothing dramatic, just small cracks. The new guy was confident. I'll give him that. He followed the manuals. I had written around them. He trusted the dashboard. I trusted the data behind it. By the end of week 1, meetings started running longer. By the end of week 2, people started using phrases like temporary delay and unexpected variance. Here's the question I want you to think about while listening. Have you ever watched someone replace you, only to realize they're slowly inheriting a problem they don't even see yet? If that sounds familiar, drop a comment. I'm genuinely curious how often this happens. Back to what unfolded. Week 3 was when the tone changed. My old manager stopped joking in meetings. HR stopped sending cheerful emails. A senior client escalated directly to leadership. Not angry, concerned. Concern is worse. They asked why projections were suddenly off, why turnaround times had doubled, why issues that used to resolve themselves now needed meetings. No one had an answer, because the answer wasn't in the system. By day 12, the new guy stayed late. By day 15, he stopped asking questions. That's usually when confidence turns into stress. On day 18, he didn't show up. No goodbye email, no announcement, just gone.